So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the home selling process, and I broke it down into 10 easy steps. And I say easy steps because we don't want the home selling process to be difficult. We don't want it to feel overwhelming, although it can be overwhelming buying or selling a home. And so I'm going to go ahead and dive into this process. So the first one is determining how long it will take you to sell. Now, you're not going to know exactly when you'll get an offer on a home. You're not going to know exactly how long it will take, but you can get an idea. Whether you're working with a realtor or looking to sell on your own by owner, you can look at what's going on in the area. You can go on these major home sites and look at area homes that are directly in your area, typically within a mile, and see how long they've been on the market for. Have they made price adjustments and whatnot? Know what's going on in your area. The second one is understanding the cost of selling. So this is a common mistake I see sellers make, and that's they don't quite understand or figure out the cost of selling a home. There's many costs. For example, in my state of Michigan, you have to pay state and county tax at closing. It's not something that you run by your CPA, okay, or whoever does your taxes. You want to make sure that you understand the cost of selling. Okay, like I mentioned, the example in my home state, Michigan, you pay $8.60 at the time of this recording per thousand. So 8.60 times each thousand. So, you want to make sure that you are aware of that, because that will come out of your proceeds at closing. And you want to make sure that you have enough left over and that you can actually afford to sell your home and you're not underwater. Third one is hire the right agent. So you can sell a home by owner. You just have to know exactly what you're doing and have the right paperwork. But if you're looking to hire a realtor, you want to make sure that you hire the right one and not just your nephew that you met for the third time in his life at the barbecue, okay? You want to make sure that you're not just giving someone a chance, but you're actually hiring the right person for the job, and an experienced realtor as well. Fourth one is prepare your home for sale. So you want to make sure that you're preparing your home. The number one thing is declutter. Declutter, get rid of stuff, get rid of the extra furniture in a room. You don't want to have too many pieces of furniture in your room. Take down your personal photos, maybe put up some artwork. People basically depersonalize your home is what I want to say. Depersonalize it as much as you can. If you have a baby room, right, a nursery, obviously you're not going to change that out. But clean it up, make sure that there's not a bunch of chaos and clutter in each room of the home, okay? The fifth one is complete some pre-listing marketing tasks, okay? So make sure, which by the way, if you're working with a realtor, they should be doing this, like coming soon marketing. But you want to make sure that you do old school stuff like flyers. You want to have a flyer box, you want to have a sign out there. You want to make sure that you are taking care of this stuff, and get a pre-listing inspection. Have a home inspector go through your home, because no seller should be surprised or anxious when a home buyer comes through after they submit an offer and they say, hey, we want to have a home inspection. You shouldn't be nervous. A seller should never be like, well, I wonder, is something going to pop up? I don't really go up in the attic. I don't go in the crawl space, right? Make sure that you just have a pre-listing inspection. And that will help with your marketing, by the way, because you can put that, or your agent can put that in the notes. Say, hey, we have a full inspection on record, and you know what? You're more than welcome to look at it, because a good home inspector, a decent home inspector, should give you a full report that you can review. And it's always good to know what's going on with your home before you list it. Next one is fill out all your selling disclosures. So your lead-based. And if you have a mold disclosure, whether that's there or not, and then your seller's disclosures, which that's probably the most important form and the most referenced form if somebody sues someone, right? A buyer sues a seller or vice versa, whatever. They're gonna say, hey, you know what? I knew about the basement leak. I disclosed it in my seller's disclosure, because the home buyer sees that. And a seller's disclosure is simply, in my state of Michigan, in most states, it's a 2-page form that will ask a seller questions about the home. How old is the roof? Have you ever had water in the basement? This, and that, okay? How old is your water heater? They're gonna ask you these things, and you wanna be honest in that. Never hide anything. The number 7 is okay. Your home is on the market. Now you want to show your home to prospective buyers. You want to make sure that you are getting them in and that you are flexible with showings. Don't be too difficult as a seller in terms of allowing people to come in. You want to be flexible with them. They're coming in to see your home, and you want to be open with showing times. You don't want to have too many restrictions in place. You don't want to say, well, you can only view the home from 6 to 7, Monday and Wednesday. You shouldn't do that. You should have it open as much as you can. Make arrangements to where somebody could lock up a dog, never allow pets to just stay out. But you're gonna be showing your home to prospective buyers at this step. We're on number 8. Number 8 is you get an offer. Great. Review and accept or deny or counter offer the offer. Figure out what you're gonna do. Do you like the offer? Do you have multiple offers? Do you need time to look at them? Great. Make that clear to the other side, right? The buyers. Say, listen, we're going to review your offer. We'll get back to you in 24 hours, okay? Whatever the case is, 48 hours. Just be clear about that. Review and accept an offer. Number 9 is start the closing process. So you start the closing process, right? Which means you have an offer accepted. The buyer comes in, does their home inspection. If they're having one, they should. Every buyer should. And then their lender orders an appraisal. An appraiser comes out and actually appraises your home. And then you get ready to close, which brings us to the last one, and that's number 10. Close the deal. This is the happiest moment in a buyer and seller's life, as well as the agents involved, because it's typically a 30 to 45 day process. Some lenders knock it out quicker. However, it's usually 30 to 45 days from acceptance of offer to close date. But you as a seller, well, actually the buyer will get this too. You'll get final documents, okay? So you have a closing date on, let's say, Friday the 20th, okay? You get a final document that shows your final numbers and what you're going to walk away with after you pay these exact amounts in fees. And your fees are based on percentages. So like title insurance policy, the tax amount that I mentioned, where you have to pay that at closing, all of that is deducted. Document fee for the title company fees, but that comes out and then your bottom line is shown on that form, and it shows you the other forms that you're gonna be signing at closing. Most of the time, the seller doesn't have that much to sign versus the buyer. The buyer is signing more documents, especially if there's a mortgage involved. So these are 10 steps that detail the home selling process. I hope you found this interesting. Please share this episode with someone who can find this valuable. And again, you can absolutely sell a home on your own. You don't have to have an agent. I'm a little biased. I feel that you should, because it's typically the biggest transaction of someone's life, and you want to have professionals involved. And I note that I said professionals, right? Hire the right professionals to help you. So I'm Jason Gelios, Michigan Realtor, and I appreciate you watching.